Tonight on Newscenter, Cal U presents their Core Values Award to a local sports team. A Homeland Security Conference comes to Cal U. Harry Potter flies into the Vulcan Theater. And the Vulcans look to defeat the defending PSAC champions. Newscenter starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to CUTV Newscenter for the week of October 27th, 2011. I'm Lauren Tarosic.
And I'm Andy Hughes. The partnership between Cal U and the Pittsburgh Penguins has been going on since after the Penguins' third Stanley Cup victory. Last week, Cal U honored the Penguins with the Corporate Core Values Award. CUTV's own Allison Seinheiser has more on the story.
Cal U takes pride in their core values of civility, integrity, and responsibility. On Thursday, President Armenti presented the Pittsburgh Penguins with the Corporate Core Values Award for their demonstration in these areas. When the selection committee looked at the criteria for the award, they quickly realized the Penguins were a perfect recipient.
We considered various organizations that might be deserving, and the Penguins were suggested, and the more we thought about it, we thought that's the right organization.
The selection committee looked around and said, well, look at all these things they're doing, right? I mean, the integrity, civility, responsibility, that makes the most sense, and obviously they should get this award.
The Penguins were honored to receive this prestigious award because of what it represents.
All of those elements make up a really important part of our organizational culture. For us to be recognized for leadership in the community and for the core values that align with Cal U means a lot. We want to make sure that we're recognized throughout the marketplace as having those core values, and that we are valued corporate citizens as well.
While some may think sports teams need to be better role models, Cal U believes the Penguins understand their role in the community.
A lot of times in sports they say, oh, sports figures shouldn't be role models. I would say with this organization, this whole organization is a role model for students.
For more information on Cal U's partnership with the Pittsburgh Penguins, you can visit calu.edu or penguins.nhl.com. I'm Allison Seinheiser for CUTV Newscenter.
Cal U's annual Mission Day event took place Wednesday. I was on campus and spoke with a few of the participants. Let's take a look. A Cal U tradition since 1998, Mission Day allows all members of the university community to engage in dialogue, share ideas, and voice recommendations as equals in order to advance the institution's mission and goals. Dr. Sugata Mitra was the keynote speaker on Wednesday. Students like Matthew McKenney spent their day discussing how technological advances impact learning in the classroom.
So far we discussed the skepticism for some of the faculty members, in which they fear that the integration of technology could emphasis too much on technology itself or too much student control.
Daytime classes were canceled Wednesday so that students, faculty, staff, and alumni were all available to participate in the Mission Day program.
For me, personally, I actually do believe this has been a success. I wasn't planning on enjoying this, but I'm actually excited that it actually came.
Mission Day on Wednesday was deemed a success. Staff, faculty, and students came together to discuss ideas and the university mission. I'm Lauren Tarosic for CUTV Newscenter.
On Tuesday, Cal U hosted the annual Homeland Security Conference. CUTV's Amber Simcoe attended some of the events and was able to talk to the keynote speaker, Doma Barbish.
California University's 5th Annual Homeland Security Conference was held this past week with keynote speaker Dr. Donna M. Barbish. The main reason for holding this annual event is to discuss the technologies needed in order to make our country and world a safer place to live.
Well, I want the attendees to learn the new techniques and tactics and information and research that's out there on the market to help strengthen our organizations, our public and private organizations, so that we can better defend our homeland and provide a safer environment for our citizens across the world.
Keynote speaker Dr. Donna Barbish hopes to teach attendees about the importance of being resilient.
And it's the ability to bounce back after some sort of an event. So what we want is for everybody to be more resilient to disaster and terrorism. And we're talking about transnational crime and terrorism related to crime, and how in the face of crime you can be able to bounce back and not have that crime affect you as an individual or as a nation.
Everyone at this event learned a better understanding on homeland and international security. This Homeland Security event will be held next year in October. I'm Amber Simcoe reporting for CUTV Newscenter.
On October 17th, a student reported to university police that her Visa credit card and $10 was stolen out of a locker at Heron Rec and Fitness Center. Through investigation, it was discovered that the stolen Visa credit card was used at Peebles in Belle Vernon, PA to purchase nearly $60 of merchandise, and a $50 American Eagle gift card was purchased at Giant Eagle. 3 females have been charged with criminal conspiracy, theft, and access device fraud. Court dates are pending. So, Andy, I'm hoping for some good weather this weekend, especially for the Coal Bowl.
Yeah, it's the 3rd annual event for this Coal Bowl, IUP and CalU, so hopefully we can get some sunny weather and for the players and us, because we'll be going up as well.
Right, it should be a great game. Hopefully CalU brings it out.
Yeah, hopefully we can pick up a win.
I hope so.
All right, find out what to expect for next week when we return with student meteorologist Jim Nieder in your weather report.
Welcome back to News Center. I'm Gloria Stone with your entertainment report. With Halloween around the corner, Cal students were able to meet an expert ghost hunter on Monday evening in the Vulcan Theater in the Natali Student Center. I had the opportunity to experience the seminar firsthand. Chris Fleming returned to Cal's campus for the 2nd time to speak about ghost hunting. Fleming is a paranormal researcher. He has been in the business for 35 years and has served on over 500 cases. However, it was personal experiences which influenced his career decision.
So long ago, whether it was a couple days later, weeks later, a month later. But all I remember is one night I'm in my dad's room because I was seeing these things, and we both wake up because my sister is screaming. These shadow people started to affect my sister as well.
Fleming's lecture had many topics for students. These topics included ghost pictures, personal experiences, types of ghosts, and evidence. With evidence, he also explained why a number of people cannot see or hear ghosts.
Noise all exists in this, and if we heard this, if we were able to hear down here, we'd go crazy because you'd hear it all the time.
To conclude the seminar, students were able to get in the action of ghost hunting as well. With different electronic devices, everyone tried to communicate with ghosts throughout the Vulcan Theater. We interrupt this entertainment report for some exciting additions to your shopping list. Learn how to make quality meals without breaking the bank. This is what the mission of reporter Joy Levere in her new series entitled Joy of Cooking.
Now, between work, schoolwork, and exercising, it's hard to find time to go to the store. So when you do go to the store, you want to make it count. In this series, I've come up with a few key dishes that will get you through the work week. This segment is one that I call the Astoria sandwich. Now, I live in Vulcan Village, and I realize that not everybody has a stove and an oven. So, to start off this series, I want to make a dorm-approved recipe, or a recipe that does not need a stove or an oven. The Astoria sandwich is easy to make. All you need is bread and butter pickles, turkey, and mustard. And you can make a sandwich that is very simple, fairly cheap, and very unique. So let's get our ingredients out. We have 2 pieces of bread. Now you can either toast your bread or leave it plain, but I personally like to toast my bread. Okay, then we have our meat and bread and butter pickles and our mustard. All right, so we have bread, turkey. On top of that, we'll put our sandwich, bread and butter pickles. Make sure here that you do get bread and butter because it makes the sandwich. I would say out of anything in this sandwich, it is the pickles that make it. I created this sandwich with my brother. My brother used to live in Astoria, New York, which is where the sandwich gets its name. I lived with him for a summer there in New York, and while I lived with him, we ate this sandwich close to every day, but I never got tired of it because it's so delicious. We're going to put mustard, I'll do it this way. I'm going to put mustard on our sandwich. And there we have it. This is our Astoria sandwich to enjoy. It's unique, it's very simple, and once you do get the ingredients, you can enjoy it for weeks at a time.
Here is your shopping list for this week. Tune in next time for more as we turn another page in my cookbook. This is Joy Levere, CUTV Newscenter.
A London coroner announced Wednesday the result of an autopsy performed on British singer Amy Winehouse. The singer's cause of death was accidental alcohol poisoning. Winehouse suffered from problems with drug and alcohol addiction throughout her career. She died at the age of 27 on July 23rd. Looking at the Cal calendar, on Saturday, October 29th, the BSU will be sponsoring a bus trip to Kennywood Park for the Fright Night event. The cost is $10 for Cal students and $15 for non-Cal students. The bus will leave in front of Mandarino Library at 6 p.m. On Sunday the 30th and Monday the 31st, the Rocky Horror Picture Show production will be taking place in Morgan Auditorium from 7 to 10 p.m. Tickets are $2 for Cal students with their student ID and $5 for non-students. The Real Rock Tour film will be on Cal's campus at 8 p.m. in the Vulcan Theater on Tuesday, November 1st. The Rock production show footage of the events where rock climbers have made an adventurous film. Coming to the Vulcan Theater this week is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. The fantasy adventure stars Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. Harry and friends are in search to destroy the Dark Lord in the last installment. However, will they succeed? Showtimes are at 4 and 8 p.m. So, Andy and Lauren, Joy sandwiches are actually here on set. They look delicious. I'm not sure if you guys want to try one right now, but it's totally your call.
Well, I would just like to say that I am so thrilled that we have our own little Sandra Lee at CUTV. She is darling.
I would have to agree.
Yeah,
the sandwiches, they look delicious.
Yeah, they do look good. I know they were sort of passed around before the show and got some great reviews, so good to have you guys over here.
Absolutely.
That is true. I can't wait to see what she has next week.
Yeah, me too. Should be interesting. All right, thank you, Gloria.
Thanks.
When we return, Will Moore has your sports report. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. The California Vulcans football team came into Week 8 of the 2011 football season looking for a rebound win after an upset the previous week against the Rock in Slippery Rock. This week, the Vulcans would find themselves facing off against division rival Mercyhurst College, who had defeated the Vulcans in 2010 to capture the PSAC West berth in the state game. Added fuel to the fire was the festivities involved with the homecoming celebration. Let's take you up to Adamson Stadium for the highlights of this game you caught earlier this week on CUTV. To start things off, it would be Anthony Vendemia, the quarterback, in for the injured Travis Rierick, finding R.J. Miller to make it 7-0 Mercyhurst on top. After another Mercyhurst field goal, it would be Peter Lalick hitting Thomas Mayo 26 yards over the middle for the touchdown. California gets on the board. It's 10-7. Mercyhurst holds that 3-point lead. After it's 13-7 at the half, it would be the Fort Jeff Knox scoring the 1-yard touchdown scamper over the top to make it 14-13 California. Then it would be punter Stephen Wakefield and the block party. Eat the food as Jawan Bryant runs it back for the touchdown, and California is winning 20-13 after the missed extra point. Alan Jones II, though, had some more to say as he scored a 10-yard touchdown run right up the middle, falling into the end zone to make it 20-20 to a tie. And then Richie Sanders Jr., the tag team, added on a 1-yard touchdown run of his own to make it 26-20 after they missed an extra point. Peter Lalick marches down the field as time expires almost. 27.6 remain in the game. Blake Williamson ties it up 26-26. All Cody Nuzzo has to do is kick the extra point, and the game's over. But he misses. So we're going to overtime, 26-26. Everyone in the stadium thought he made that field goal, including the team, including Mr. Nuzzo himself. Even us up in the broadcast booth were confused. Overtime, Anthony Vendemia drops back, looking for the end zone, and he's picked off. It's Brian Justice with his very first career interception. This will set California up with a chance to win. And on their overtime possession, it would be the mighty bank vault of Fort Jeff Knox scampering into the end zone. The stands erupt, we erupted on television, and the California Vulcans prevail. The final score, California 32, Mercyhurst 26, an overtime thriller. Peter Lawlek, 284 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. Thomas Mayo, 9 catches, 116 yards and a touchdown. Jeff Knox added 2 touchdowns on the ground, including that game winner. Brian Justice was the D2Football.com National Defensive Player of the Week, as well as the PSAC West Defensive Player of the Week. Mercyhurst loses their 4th straight game. They're free-falling, and that's their 3rd overtime game of the season, 7th overtime game only in their entire career, so they've had themselves a rough year, to say the least. Following the Vulcans' overtime thriller against the Lakers, California must turn their attention to their greatest rival, the IUP Crimson Hawks, in the 3rd annual Coal Bowl presented by the PA Coal Association. At stake, besides a crucial PSAC West victory, is the Lippincott Brothers Coal Miners Pail Trophy, which will be presented by the Lippincott Brothers. The game will be broadcast live on our sister station, Power 92, as well as right here on CUTV via tape delay. You can catch that on Monday at 6 o'clock and Tuesday at 4. Since the inauguration of the Coal Bowl in 2009, the Vulcans have owned and defended the trophy, standing at 2-0 when the coal pail is on the line. So, guys, the California Vulcans... Oh, excuse me. I'm not done yet. One more thing. Earlier Thursday morning, we still have basketball to cover. Believe it or not, it's basketball season already. The 2011 PSAC preseason basketball rankings made their debut, and there are no surprises in the women's division as California finds themselves ranked number 2 following last season's loss to Edinburgh in the PSAC title game and an NCAA playoff berth. Bloomsburg will revive its role as number 1 seed in the East, receiving 5 of the 8 first-place votes. The men's bracket looks to be competitive once again, with 4 teams receiving the first-place votes in the East, though it is Kutztown at number 1 and East Stroudsburg at number 2. Following last season's improvement in the West, California holds the number 2 ranking, with defending PSAC champion IUP, the Crimson Hawks, holding the number 1 spot while receiving 6 first-place votes. So, guys, I was a little bit excited to get here because I'm so excited to tell you guys about the World Series. It could be finished tonight. The Texas Rangers lead the series 3-2, and they have a chance to finish off the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 6 tonight.
I am really rooting for Texas tonight, Will. Do you know that they are the oldest MLB club that has not won a World Series title?
You've obviously done your research, Lauren.
I have.
That's the longest route in the majors, as you said, for a team that has never won one before. And the Cardinals have won 11 World Championships. So, I mean, yeah, they can share the wealth, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, although they are the oldest team, it's a very young team this year. So it's definitely going to be good to see how the young guns do today and maybe get the first World Series in Texas Rangers history.
All right, well, the game starts off at 8:05 tonight. You can catch that on your television set. Check your local listings for that.
All right, thank you, Will.
All right, stay well.
That will do it for this week's edition of the News Center. Don't forget you can check out this week's and previous editions of News Center online at any time.
You can visit our page by going to youtube.com and searching CUTV Newscenter. We'll see you next week.